Complete combustion of 20 centimeter cube of a gaseous alkane required 130 centimeter cube of oxygen, and both volumes are measured at RTP. Now we need to identify the X, that what it is: butane, ethane, methane, or propane, and there we go with the numerical. First of all, you need to write the equation for the combustion of an alkane. So it's like a generalized equation. You have your alkane reacting with oxygen and giving it carbon dioxide, water, and energy, and you need to write the formula, which is the balanced one. So we pick up here the general formula for alkane, CnH2n plus 2, and so on. We wrote the equation. Now you need to determine the mole ratio of alkane to oxygen. From the balanced equation, the mole ratio of alkane is 1 ratio 3n plus 1 divided by 2. We will apply the Avogadro's law here, and then we set up the proportion to need when we need to find out. So 20 centimeter cube to 130, and 1 divided by 3n plus 1 divided by 2. So we're gonna solve it, and here we have the value 3n plus 1 is equal to 13, which ultimately, when you rearrange it, it becomes 3n is equal to 12 and n is equal to 4. So 4 is carbon number for butane, so the answer is butane. So option A is correct. Next, aqueous copper sulfate is electrolyzed with copper electrodes. What is the equation which is the recommended one at anode? So here we have the A option, which is the correct one, because we have a pure copper converted into copper dipositive ion and gives 2 electron at the anode. Then the next question, again we have the statements here. 3 statements are given. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell requires a continuous input of fuel and oxygen. Hydrogen oxygen fuel cell, hydrogen is burned in oxygen to produce electricity. And when hydrogen oxygen fuel cell is operating, water is the only chemical product produced. So the correct statement is the first and the third, and the combination given in the C option. So the C option is the correct one. Next, under certain conditions, nitrogen react with the oxygen to form N2O. The reaction pathway is given to you. You need to calculate the activation energy of the reverse reaction. So how we do it? We do it in this way. So there we have the equation. So you have to identify the activation energy of the forward reaction from the diagram. The activation energy for the forward is 447 kilojoule per mole. You have to identify the enthalpy change, which is 164 kilojoule per mole. You have to calculate the activation energy for the reverse reaction. So activation energy for the reverse is equal to activation energy to the forward minus enthalpy. You will calculate it by putting the values, and there you get the value minus 283 kilojoule per mole. So the correct option is D. Next question, hydrogen and bromine react together. The bond energies are given to you. You need to calculate the enthalpy change, and there we have the method to done it. Calculate the total energy required to break the bonds, and this involves the breaking of hydrogen, bromine bond. You need to calculate the total energy there, and then you calculate the energy which is released when the products are given. 2 hydrogen bromine bonds are formed, and there you calculate it, determine the enthalpy change by energy released minus energy and input, and you will get the result, which is 103 kilojoule per mole. So the correct option here is the C option. Sorry, it's a B option with the minus sign. Then the next question, octane is a hydrocarbon, and when you are mixing octane with oxygen, and no change takes place until you supply energy. If energy is supplied, it is form of heat, electric spark, or any of the mean to supply the energy, the product changes. So which part of the description shows that the change is a chemical change? Octane is a hydrocarbon. No changes takes place unless energy is supplied. The change takes place quickly, or the D, carbon dioxide is produced. So here we have the D option, that carbon dioxide is producing. So that means there is some sort of chemical changes happen over the years. Then the question 16, a student plans to investigate how to rate the reaction changes with hydrochloric acid and calcium carbonate. We have the equation here. We have the methods as described below. 3 methods are there, and you need to record the mass of flask and content every 30 seconds for 5 minutes. Then measure and record the volume of a gas in the syringe, and count and record the total number of bubbles of gas in the water every 30 seconds. So these three means are given, and you need to pick the mean which is correct one. So first and the third one is the correct one. So that is the correct option. So C option is the correct one option. Then next question, aqueous bromine is an equilibrium mixture. The equation is given to you. Now, which row shows how the color of the mixture changes when a small amount of each substance is added to it? Adding sulfuric acid, adding solid sodium bromide, and adding water. If you add sulfuric acid, then darker orange color will be generated. So that is given in the three stages. So A, B, and C. From A, B, and C, you need to select. Now, by adding solid sodium bromide, the color change which produce here is darker orange again. Now, only from A and B option. Then again, when you have it's pale orange color which produce here, so the B option is the correct one. Then the next question, in which substance does the nitrogen atom have the same oxidation number as the nitrogen atom in HNO2? So here we have the nitrogen atom, oxygen -2, -4, +1, +3. So here we have nitrogen with +3, and the other one we have, it is A option, fluoride -3, so nitrogen +3. So A option is the correct one. Lime water is an aqueous calcium hydroxide. Which statement is about lime water is correct? It's an alkali. So obviously the correct option is A. It has pH below 7.